Houston Rockets. Season's almost here. Media
Media
day,
day, baby.
training camp. We got to finally talk to the players. The players get to all finally be together. Um, team's coming along pretty good. Uh, I mean, I think they have what, all 15 men on roster right now.
Yeah.
They have a
Um,
they signed Reggie Bullock. Well, once he clears waivers, Reggie Bullock's joined them. I think he's the 15th player on there.
that's such a good pickup. I think you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Because if, like you say, he chose to come here, that means I'm not obligated to play you, but I know what to get from you if I do.
Yep. I mean,
And
he
based on
showed.
how everyone spoke at media day, you can tell there's like a defensive minded focus towards the team now, and Reggie fits that.
I mean, he shot 38.4% from three pointer over 10 seasons. He's a veteran, another veteran, 3-and-D player. Adds into, like you said, that nucleus of what Ime's has these players buying into. And he's like, look, we want our players all around, not just scorers, not just I want you to be an all around player to help out in all facets of the game. And I mean, as much as it is, people are like, it doesn't really matter. I'm like, it's just another player adding a body, another vet, and if he makes the 10-man rotation, cool. I mean,
Oh, I expect him to crack through. I mean, the dude has playoffs experience galore. Like he's gonna do good. Like
yeah,
we'll figure it out. Um, One of the things I noticed today is like body change. Like it looked like Jabari was bigger. He gained some muscle. Jalen for sure got a little bigger.
yeah,
Sengun got a little smaller, like more athletic looking. But he's like, it was dope to me because he was like, he was having trouble playing defense because he was like, my lower half wasn't strong enough. And I was like, well, that's good. You knew that because now you
yeah.
knew what to work on. So he says that he's moving better and all that. So we'll see. He look good.
Yeah, and the coaching staff, Ime talked about him. He was like, our biggest goal was to figure out the weaknesses of our players this year and really hit on those. And watching the little snippets we had of players, it's pretty much what they did. We wanted Jalen to take another step into stardom. He practiced with Kevin Durant and Dillon Brooks and all these guys. Shingun, he was doing his own thing, working on his 3-pointer, working on his defense a bit more. Jabari is doing yoga and everything. It just, even with the young guys, it feels like you said, it's a different feel. They all are tired of losing. They're all tired of being that
It
laughing
was
stock.
dope to me because kind of like I forgot whose article it was I read yesterday, but they alluded to like the rebuild is over. Like we expect to compete, whatever that means to us. You know what I'm saying? But then I seen the videos that they released today of actual scrimmage today, and when they were running suicides, it was like a couple times back and forth where Jabari and Jalen were after it, like, fuck you. You're not about to beat me. I'm gonna win. I'm gonna win. I was like, oh, there's competition. Like you have two young boys there that really want to be the best on this team, and I think it makes us better for that. Especially when you got all them OGs on the team doing the rest of the stuff that needs to be done.
I mean, the iron sharpens iron comment is a thing we always bring up, and it's one of those that for sure, hearing the veterans talk, Fred VanVleet, Dillon Brooks, they know what their job is coming into this season. But like you said, Jabari, Jalen, those two guys right there, there's something in them that they're like, nah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna make sure this team goes where it needs to go. And they both have a different pedigree. And I know Jalen has been more of, oh, he plays around, he's doing this, but there's something different about him this year where he's
I'll say this. I like he this is the best interviews stretch of interviews he's ever done in my opinion. Um, he said something the other day in his interview yesterday where he's like, "Well, like, what are you gonna do different this year opposed to the other two?" And like he said, contribute to winning, not just contribute to like getting buckets. Or he's like, no, contribute to the winning culture. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's such a good answer, such a good answer. And I liked it. Like you say, he just feels different. It's different.
Yeah, he look. We showed the picture where he's all little and everything, and now he's gotten a little bit stockier. Texas barbecue hitting him.
I think Jabari got a confidence about him though that we need. Like today, I don't know if you've seen the scrimmage video. He dunked on Tari. He put it on Tari's head, and I was like, dang, he don't give a shit who's in front of him. He's going to get his bucket. And I like it. He said, y'all are going to see a different player this year. And I was like, well, I hope so.
I mean, he comes from a father that was in the NBA. He comes from that culture of it. Those two guys. I mean, Alp, we know fans love him, and he's gonna be doing his own thing for sure in Shangun. But when it comes to, it feels like I'll say those three are gonna bring a different type of game to this team in a way we probably didn't expect because of how well those three are getting better going
Mm-hmm.
on because they all worked on what they needed to work on. Jabari worked more on his shooting and his defense, sharpened it up more. Jalen worked on more of his defense and scoring, contributing to the team. Shingun worked on his defense and his 3-pointer, so you don't have to leave him open.
They released that 12 minutes of footage today from the scrimmage. And I'm going to tell you what I took from that. Just like we talked about in Summer League, Jabari can now dribble the ball up the court and know what to do with it. That stuck out to me. Two, Jalen listens to Fred VanVleet. When VanVleet was coming with the ball, he told him what to do, and they did it, and they got easier buckets. So Jalen's buying in, and VanVleet can run the team. But the two things that stuck out to me the most was Amin and the pace he played. Like he made everybody else look slow. I was like, where the fuck are you going? Like you're a play ahead of everybody because you're that fast. That stuck out to me. And then two, Tari pushing the ball off of rebounds. Like he's literally going rim to rim, and if you clog the paint, he kicking out. We were getting open threes. I was like, that's the kind of stuff Draymond does. I like that.
That
We've been begging for somebody to do that forever. Like Harden kind of did it, but like the fact that Tari's like a leader of your second unit and he's pushing the pace like that, I was like, yeah, we're gonna be kind of good, I think.
and a lot of thing is everybody's, of course, their question is how is the rotation going to look? How are these players going to look? I mean, a 10-man rotation, that's pretty much typical in the NBA of
Mm-hmm.
what you're going to use. Um, but I honestly feel the way that Ime is setting it up. I mean, now you throw Bullock in there. The 3 and D of it all is going to be pretty much, like you said, it's competition. Whoever the hell plays better, you're getting your spot every
I like
week.
what Amin Thompson said. He was like, they're asking him like, what's the difference between going from the G League to here? And he's like, or like he was like, basically he said, I'm a positionless player who just so happens to be really good at point guard. And I
Hmm.
was like, oh fuck, that's such a good answer too, because like he's like, I could be fucking Jalen Green, or I could be Darren Fox, or I could be this guy. He's like, what do you want me to do? And I was like, yeah, you're better for this team than Kevin Porter is.
Hmm.
Can't
That's it.
shoot worth the lick, but whatever.
Blessings in disguise for this team for sure. I mean, it's if you're not on board with this Rockets team right now, jump on board while you can because this is a totally different team. Do you think with what we have? I mean, we're gonna go through preseason in a few days. Do you think we are looking at a play-in team?
I honest to God feel like if we're not in contention for a playing team as a playing spot, then we did something wrong.
Yeah.
And it's hard to really like know how exactly we're gonna play, but I do believe that we're gonna play good defense, we're gonna rebound, and we're gonna win games that we should.
Yeah.
It's like Dillon Brooks said and VanVleet. He was like, these guys were in contention with a lot of people for 3 quarters. They didn't have finished games. And I was like, damn it, you're watching our games too, because me and Nick complained about this all the
I
time.
know.
You know what I'm saying? But
Uh,
they're like, that's why we're here, because we're gonna help win those games. And I was like, bet.
I mean, that is why. And hearing Fred VanVleet be like, I'm just going to run the offense, I'm going to let Jalen do his thing. Dillon Brooks been like, I'm going to go jump for the ball. I'm going to play guard the best player. I don't care. Like, did you have any, I guess, worries of Dillon Brooks calling out, like, of course, his old team, calling out stuff like that? Like,
I really didn't, because I don't feel like he did it in a derogatory way.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like they baited him into that question.
Yeah.
And he did the best he could to like answer it and probably never have to hear it again. It's like, is there a chip? Yeah, there's a chip. And what? We'll figure it out when we get there. We're playing 4 times. Next.
And that's how I kind of look at it. We said that Cam Whitmore had a chip on his shoulder. So what's the wrong with Dillon Brooks having a chip on his shoulder? Like, I just feel like, let him be. Dillon Brooks, I like it. Half of the people in the world hate our Astros, so let them hate Dillon Brooks. We cool.
I mean, I appreciate confidence and whatnot, but I also don't like. I didn't like when Amen Thompson said he wanted the Rookie of the Year and all defense. Yeah. Like that's the kind of shit for now, bro. It's like, just keep that to yourself. Like, you can still think it and play like it, but it's like, you don't know your place on the team. You don't know your minutes. You know what I'm saying? Like, you might get 16 minutes a game, and there's no way you're getting either of those with 16 minutes a game, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be something, I'm for sure. I think as he spends more time with the vets, he'll start to realize you're either going to buy in on Ime's system or you're going to get your spot.
But also, we could be wrong, because the joke that they had today was like, who's got the best dunk bag of all the players? And Jalen said, me, like, immediately. And then they asked Cam, and he said, me. And then Amen, like, me. So that's a good question. Like, who do you think's got the best in the air dunk game on the Rockets?
Open practice is going to be fun for the fans.
Okay, let me ask you this. Who's the first Rocket to put somebody on a poster this year?
Ooh. I'm going to say I think it's Jabari.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's going to be Jabari.
I was thinking of Men.
I think he's going to attempt it a lot more, but I think Jabari's going to catch somebody. I don't know why.
I don't know why people just don't really like Jae'Sean Tate either, but he showed up in great shape today. Like, yeah. What the hell you been doing? What steroid stack you on, son?
Yeah. Nah, he's doing real good. Oh, man. Houston, we got you covered in all Rockets content. Make sure you like, subscribe to the network. We got you covered right here on Bayou City Boys. We'll be doing a ton of Rockets content as the season progresses, with preseason coming up. We'll be doing Astros, Texans, all that fun stuff. So make sure that you follow us. Comment down below what player you're looking forward to. Much love, Houston. Stay dry out there. We out. Later.
How much I'm working for this? I swear my dreams are too important.